Everybody come on, sing, say, I know he has smiled. Oh, Lord, and he has set me free. Oh, set a God, I know he has. How many know that he's been good to me?
Good morning, church. Today I'll be talking about walking by faith in Peter. In Matthew chapter 14, starting at verse 24, it reads, "And the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. 'It's a ghost,' they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus immediately said to them, 'Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid.' 'Lord, if it's you,' Peter replied, 'tell me to come to you on the water.' 'Come,' he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, cried out, 'Lord, save me.' Sometimes our problem is getting out of the boat. We will hear God's instructions, but we are too afraid of the water. At least Peter got out of the boat. He heard God's instructions. He heard God's instructions and followed them, but his problem was when he saw the wind. Verse 30 says, "But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, cried out, 'Lord, save me.' Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. 'You of little faith,' he said, 'why did you doubt?'" When you step out on faith, there will be times where you are afraid and times when you don't understand. We look at the wind as God forgetting about us. Peter took his eyes off Jesus and focused on his situation. But every time you encounter trials, you cannot give up and run back to what's comfortable. Many of us don't like walking on water because it's unknown and we are afraid and we don't understand, but that's the point. We are not supposed to understand. That's why we walk by faith. Ephesians 3:17 and 18 says, "So that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, and I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the Lord's holy people, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ." As you continue to step out of the boat, you will grow in your faith, and you will look back and say, "Hey, you know what? Walking on water was pretty easy." It doesn't take much, but it takes hope. Hope for something beautiful on the other side, and hope that God will bless you with everything he has promised. Your walk may be long, but you cannot let the winds distract you. I'd like to leave you with the scripture, 1 Peter 3:15. "But in your hearts, revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for your hope that you have." Thank you.
Amazing grace, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. How many can testify? Said I was